Hi, my name is Motion, and we'll be doing some Hatha yoga today. Yoga is a way of uniting our individual energy with the source of energy, and what we'll be doing is moving our body in different positions so as to rejuvenate the tissues and organs and muscles of our body, bringing us into a relaxed state. It's real important that you not be concerned with comparing to myself or others, because this is strictly an individual thing, and you'll note your own progress from day to day, and you will notice improvement. Also keep in mind that the health of your body is determined by the flexibility of your spine. Bending it forward and backward, side to side, twisting it keeps the various centers, energy centers along the body activated, and also strengthens the muscles surrounding your spine so that we're comfortable as upright beings. Also, when we bend or twist, try to keep the spine elongated so that you get clear, clean twists. One of the ultra important matters as far as getting control over your body is watching your breath. So I'll always be directing attention to your breath, that it be diaphragmatic, coming from the abdomen rather than the chest. So at this point now, I'd like you to rise, if you aren't already. Bring your feet barely touching. Place one hand on your chest and one on your abdomen, and try to calm yourselves by using your breath. Inhaling, I want you to have this region come out, and exhaling, return. This is inhale and exhaling. Try to keep your chest still. Inhaling and without pausing, exhaling. So we're going to be bending forward first. So if you'll take a breath and inhale, come back with your teeth together. And exhaling, leading with your chin, come forward. And hang, and just relax. Now remember to keep every posture comfortable for yourself. A good stretch, but not painful. If you're comfortable with it, on the next exhale, go for more. So we're hanging now. Then if you'll interlock your fingers and place them behind your neck and draw your head toward the floor, moving it slightly, gently of course. Everything has to be very careful and controlled. It's real important. Keep your eyes open. What this is doing is it's rejuvenating the brain cells, bringing extra blood to flush out toxins and bring fresh oxygenated blood to it. And then you can place your hands to the floor and, bending one knee and then the other, come to a sitting position. Now today, as well as with all of the yoga sessions that you might do for yourself, it's important to keep in mind that you bend your spine in all directions, forward, backward, side to side, and twist it. So now we're going to do a backward bending pose. So if you'll bring your hands behind you, and with your teeth together, I want you to extend your neck and bring your head back and bring your chest out and reach with your chin and breathe. And then come up. Let's bring our fingertips to our chin and slide down our neck to our chest. Now right at the sternum, with your fingertips, I want you to press into your chest. Come out, and then exhaling, come forward and set the center of your forehead to the floor. Rest your arms at your sides. This is the child's pose, and it's a relatively easy pose, and yet it does a lot of good. It can help with sinus congestion, colds, headaches. Go to your breath. Watch that it be diaphragmatic, so that as you inhale, it expands the lower back. And exhaling, it returns. Try to have your elbows bent so that your shoulders can drop toward the floor. And then bringing your palms to the floor near your chest, push off. Come up part way. And then what I'd like you to do is separate your knees. Use your hands for support. And separate your legs. And come back. And forward. And bring your hips forward. Kind of slide your knees from side to side and just feel the tension releasing because of the stretch, the openness in the groin area. And then come forward, slide forward, and then just very easily, let's open and close our legs. And come forward, bring your legs together. And then, either with your forearms or your hands to the floor, come up and let's roll from side to side. Lifting your hips, bending your knees, but as you come to the center, bring your hips to touch. And roll from side to side. Now look at how dramatic I'm being about it. I'm really coming up on the side. And then pull yourself forward. And then let's go off to one side. And bring your palm straight off to the side with your knees bent. I want you to work on stretching this whole under region toward the floor. Reach toward the floor, lift with the hip. Draw it down. Okay, and then coming forward and back. And when you come back, really come back. Kind of concave this area. And come out. And back. And then let's switch to the other side. Okay, now first of all, let's kind of slide toward our front hand and just feel the stretch. Breathing, of course, breathing. And then coming forward and back. And forward. And back. And then let's come onto our back. Let's lie there for just a moment to regain our composure here. As with all of the postures that you'll do at the end of the sessions, you'll want to deeply relax your body. And you do this by, first of all, sliding the lower back along the floor, eliminating as much as you can the lower arch, and then separating your legs and your arms. Now with the arms, you lift your arms off the floor slightly, you pull them out as though someone were pulling on them, and drop them. And then from head to toe, simply release all tension. Find areas of tension, survey the body, find them, inhale and exhaling, dilate and relax those parts. Let's bring our legs together and our arms at our sides, bending our knees. Let's raise our legs into the air. Then let's open our legs up. Bring your hands to the inside of your groin area, slide along the inside, hold at the knees, and then let's rock from side to side. And then let's bring our legs toward our head, trying to keep the lower back on the floor, and away from the head, and back to where we originally began. And bring them together, and bending at the knees. Let's place our feet down and lift up our hips and shake your hips. Shake them. Okay. Draw in the right knee to the chest. I'd like you to watch me first go through this little section, and then we'll do it together, just so that you can really see well. So your right knee is to the chest. I want you to bring it off to the left and scoot the lower hip back so that you're directly on the side of your body. And then with this left hand on your knee, try to reach with your other arm and bring your head off so that you get a cervical twist as well, up near the neck. And reach with this leg. Reach away from the body, and you'll get a very good stretch right across the lower part of your back and hip. And breathe. And then, okay, so that's what we're going to do. So together now, let us bring our right knee up and off to the side. Bring the hip back and reach with the right arm and look to that right hand. Try to keep the shoulders flat, flush with the floor. And draw that that right knee away from the body and look to that hand and breathe with the abdomen only. And of course, you can spend a lot longer on each of these poses at your convenience. And then what I want you to do, stay pretty much in the same position. Bring the legs a lot closer together. And then with this arm kind of out, what we're going to do is we're going to work with our shoulder joint so that we don't get such immobilizing situations. So let's bring that arm back, palm up toward the ceiling, and reach with it. Reach it and let it kind of hang back. Now the hips are brought over, abdomen almost touching the floor. Reach with that arm, and then you can start rotating it. Now when I say rotating it, that of course indicates a circle, but what I'm really looking for here is moving it in the joint, moving the humerus in the glenoid cavity. So let's work it around. Let's be very slow and controlled. And think of extension the whole while. Think of moving your arm away from the body so that you get clear, clean twists. Okay, and then let's bring it back to our side and roll onto your back. Bring your feet flat and lift up, and let's shake out our hips again. Shake them out. Okay, and reach out. And now together, let's bring our left leg in, knee in, bring it off, this time to the right side. Draw the lower hip back, and then if you can, try to elongate the torso. Now remember, the hand is to the knee. Reach with that left arm. Look to that left hand. The other leg is pretty straight. Let's help the head along a little bit if you want. Gently give it a little push, and then breathe. Shoulders flat. Now it's more important to have the shoulders flat than to have the knee touching. So if the knee is not touching, that's fine. But see, we're trying to move this whole area over. This is a lying down spinal twist, and I like it because it elongates the spine the most, causing the least amount of compression. And then let's bring the legs, remember, somewhat close together. Bring the hips over. And then, see, the only thing that's kind of hanging out there is your arm. So let's get extension. Reach with it, reach, reach, and hang it out. And then work with it. Bring the arm around and see how it kind of flops around. It'll help break up calcium deposits and bursitis, a lot of arthritis. Let's work it around. Sure, you can go all the way around, but basically, like I say, work with it at the most obscure angle, the one that seems the most stiff. And then let's bring it around. And once again, coming onto our back, bringing our feet flat. Breathing now. Once again, go back to your breathing, making sure that it's diaphragmatic, so that as you inhale, your abdomen would rise. Exhaling, it would fall. Keep it continuous. In and out. Let's lift up our hips now, shake them out again, and then extend our legs. And bring the right knee in. Now I want you to interlock your fingers, place them over your shin bone. It's real important to have our abdominal muscles as strong as our back muscles to hold us upright without any undue strain. So, with our hands over our shin bone, this heel is extended, the other foot is pointed. Let's bring our forehead to our knee. Now hold yourself up there because I want you to let go. Let go. Extend your arms out in front of you. Now let's move the shoulders so that we are really basically only using our abdomen to keep us up there. Breathe. You can do it. Move your shoulders again. Okay, come down. And now if you bring your feet flat, I want you to massage your abdomen a little bit. Remember now the right side of your abdomen is the ascending part of your colon, so work upward on the right side. Then in a circulating fashion, come across the top. That's the transverse section of the colon. And then the descending is on the left, so go down with that. And work with it. Then let's extend our right leg and bring our left leg in. Place your hands over your shin, extending that heel, pointing the toe on the other. Let's raise our torso up and extend our arms. Let go and breathe. Move your shoulders around. Keep the breathing going. Stay up as long as you can. You're strong, you can do it. But if you feel like coming down, of course, do. Whatever's comfortable for you. Don't overdo anything. Okay, and once again, let's bend our knees and massage our abdomens a little bit. And then bring both of your knees into your chest. Let's separate them at first. And roll from side to side. And then bring your legs together. And what I call it jiggling. Basically what you do is pull your legs towards your head and you kind of massage your back. And then, this is going to look kind of silly, but it feels great. You let go of your legs and you flick your legs from side to side and you move your head to the side you flick to. Kind of like your dog does when he's scratching his back. And then Just bring our arms around our legs again and go side to side some. And then come to the center and let's roll back and forth on our back. Mostly the lower back. And then try to get as much of a space here between your thighs and your chest as you can. Get a big space, pull on your legs, reach out, get the spread across the shoulder blades. And then let's come up. Place your hands at your sides. Let's inhale and come up. Now, so far, we've only mentioned the diaphragmatic breathing. And there's a couple more breathing exercises, or pranayamas, as they're called, to help rejuvenate you. So this one is called the rejuvenating breath. And it's done by exhaling fully and epiglottisly. It sounds like this. It helps get out the carbon dioxide to purify the system before you inhale and energize the system. So I'll do it all entirely and then you can copy me. Exhaling first, and you can keep your arms just limp at your sides. I'll do this for demonstration purposes. Exhaling. Now the full breath here. And the chest. And you can use the chest. Now hold. And exhaling again epiglottisly. Now just here. Okay, now we're going to be doing exhaling. We'll do it together. Okay, ready? And exhaling. The full breath here. And here. And out. Now just here. Ready? Again. Exhaling. And in. And out. Now only here. Okay, one more breathing exercise. It's called the bellows, and what it does is it helps get out the carbon dioxide hanging out in our lungs. So what you're going to do is just rather forcefully expel the air. Sounds like this. Now let's go to our hips and shake out our hips. Let them go. Now we've held this tight, so we need to let this part go. So just kind of let your arms flop. Okay, now go to your face. Kind of let your face hang toward the floor so the skin can kind of flap around easily. It's like this. And you can make the sound if you want. Try it. And here. So let your face hang toward the floor and let your face shake it out like this. And you can make the sound if you'd like. Okay, try it. And now from here, and now let's go to our face and let's stretch it around every possible configuration you can think of. Now stick out your tongue as far out toward your chin as you can. This helps with sore throats. Now contract your face toward your nose as tight as you can. Inhale. And exhaling, let it go. Away, dilating, away from the center. Open your eyes. Away. Okay, now let's go to our arm. What I want you to do is give your left arm a fling and feel the reverberations from shoulder to fingertips. Give it a little, but be gentle, of course. And then let's go off to our other side and give that arm a shake and let go of all that tension. Let it go. And then go to your legs and give your leg what I call a flick. Give it a shake and feel the reverberations from thigh to toes. Okay, then only at the ankle, shaking out the foot. Okay, let's go to the other leg. Other leg a shake. And then only at the foot, ankle rather. Shake it out. Okay, let's go to our hands again. Let's make a fist, a tight fist, and then open wide from the center of the palms out, the center of the fingers out. Spread those fingers apart and close and open. Okay, now shake out your hands. Let's shake them sideways and up and down, and then inwardly and outwardly. And let's involve our whole arm this time. And inwardly. Okay. Then I'd like you to interlock your fingers behind you. Try to bring your palms together. And so much of what we do is forward bending type things. And so we need to strengthen and stretch out these chest muscles a lot to compensate for all that time. So let's draw those shoulders back and stick out that chest. Draw them even further back. Okay, then with your teeth together, let's inhale and just come back a little bit. Just a little bit. Kind of reach up with your neck. And bring your heads up. And then what you want to keep in mind when you do Hatha Yoga is that if you stretch and expand one section, you need to expand the opposite side. So now we're going to expand the shoulder blade region and reach out. Interlock your fingers, reach out with your arms. Bring your kind of head out and down. Okay, now let's lift one shoulder inside and the other. Breathe. Kind of lean forward, not so much to the side as forward. And to the other side. Let's take that top wrist and pull on it. Pull on that arm. Reach out with it. Bend your knees slightly. Have your feet parallel. And let's come to the center. And come off to the other side and pull. And breathe. And come to the center and come up. The rejuvenating breath. Ready? Together, exhaling. And the full breath. And out. Let the face go. Only from here now. Okay, fingertips once again to your chest, and press and stretch the head back, and bring it level, your head level. And now we're going to do some neck stretches. So reaching up as though you were a marionette and you had a string through you and someone were pulling you from the top of the head. Have your shoulders relaxed. Let me see you kind of dangle them around. Okay, now bring your head up. Inhaling and exhaling, lean off to the left side. Now I want you to put your weight on that left foot and have your head directly out toward me. And lean and stretch this top portion of your neck. And then with that shoulder, bring it back, rotate it back, and then hold it back and down. And breathe from here. And then let's bring our heads forward some, still off to the side, and back, and forward, still getting maximum stretch on the side, your maximum stretch. Remember, don't compare. And back. Use me for a model, of course, but don't compare with me exactly, of course. And then lifting up and exhaling, going off to the other side. Now reach. Okay, leaning onto that right foot now. And then drawing the opposite shoulder, the left shoulder back and down, holding it down. Feeling that stretch, letting it dissipate the tension. I look at it like this. You can either squeeze parts of your body and compress them and squeeze out the tension, or expand them so much that they can just kind of evaporate out. Okay, now let's come forward. And very carefully back. And forward. And back. Off to the side as we began. Inhaling, come up, and then just for a moment to compensate, let's go off to the other side. And bring it up. And then let's interlock our fingers, place them behind our head, and bring our head up, out, and down. Let your elbows dangle toward the floor, and then with your knees bent, come forward, rounding out. Bring your head into your knees, pushing on the back of your head, and come up. And once again to the chest and back. And up. Bring your head off to the left side now. Look to the left. Kind of help it along a little bit. Look over there. And off to the right. And a little help. And to the center and off to the other side. Just for a moment, come to the center. Let's check out our hips again. And your shoulders. And your face. Okay, what I want you to do now is have your feet about this far apart, 3-4 inches. Have them be parallel, and then reach with your arms above your heads. And reach up and lock your thumbs. And lock your elbows if you can. Have your head be easy. And then inhaling, come up. And exhaling, lean off to the right side and lift that right heel. You lift the heel to the side that you bend. And inhaling, come up. And exhaling. And then let's just do some little ones. let go and swing your arms back and forth. Okay, separate your feet a little bit more. Have them be parallel. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale and exhaling, come off to the left knee with your elbow. Now, try to move your chest toward the ceiling, toward the sky. Reach up with your arm and let it come back. And try to look back at it. And then kind of straighten your right knee a little bit more and reach toward the sky with this top waist and hip. Reach and then rotating the arm. Once again, working with the arm joint. But extending it and feeling the stretch all along the whole side. And bringing it around and inhaling, come up. Exhaling. Another breath. In and exhaling. Come off to the side. Okay, let's reach with the arm and bring it back. And look to it. And let's rotate the arm. Now reach toward the ceiling, toward the sky with this top waist and hip. And get the stretch there. What's so nice about yoga is you're working with not only muscles, stretching out muscles, you're soothing nerves, you're increasing circulation, respiration, improving the endocrine glands. Supposedly the deterioration of your body is determined by how well the hormones are being secreted by the endocrine glands. So if you can keep them flowing, you can keep going. Okay, and inhaling, come up. And exhale. In and exhaling all the way. The full breath. And out. Okay. Bring your right hand behind your right hip. Okay. What I want you to do is bend your knees and push that hip forward and kind of look back over your shoulder. See? You push and you kind of roll your hips back. And then let's go to the other side. Push forward on the hip. Draw your torso back. And roll the hip. Okay, and then let's come. Now this I call the spine elongator, and that's what it does. It elongates the torso, actually between the 4th and 5th lumbar where we're divided. So what I want you to do is put your wrists as high up on your hip bones as you can, pelvic bones, and with your fingers pointing downward, I want you to reach out and try to elongate your spine by straightening out your arms, locking your elbows, reaching out with your head. And let's move side to side some. Come out. And then why don't you go ahead and hang. Let your head drop. Let your arms drop. And breathe. Why don't we do as we began by interlocking our fingers, placing them behind our neck, elbows near one another, and drawing our head toward the floor, moving our head, and letting your arms slide over our head. Drop your hands to the floor. And then let's bend at the knees and squat. Now, it's okay to hold on to something so that your heels touch the floor. It's all right to do. So get next to something and hold on. Just have your armpits on your knees and let your head drop. And then bringing your hands to your knees, let's inhale and come up. And exhale. Now, because we had our hands, our wrists bent this way, let's go the opposite direction. So gently press on your hand and bend it in the opposite direction. And do the other hand. So since we had our hands back, let's bring our hands forward. And gently pressing on our hand, bringing it toward the forearm. Pressing. And going to the other hand and pressing downward. And back and around. And let's go to our fingers. Take each, like your thumb, rotate it and pull on it. Do it with each of your fingers. So then pull, what I want you to do is pull on each of your fingers and thumbs and pull and twist. Pull each one of them out. Because we want to keep our fingers agile as well. And besides, it feels good. And then, if you go back to your fingers and see, press back on your thumb and really each of your fingers. And I use my thumb, I press against the underside of it at each of the knuckle joints. And I tell you, I do this every day, and every day I can feel a very stretching sensation. It's a good one, and I want you to always remember to have it be a good stretching sensation, nothing painful. And that has to do with all of the postures. But it's just kind of a, a never-ending thing, but luckily it can feel good at the same time, so I definitely keep all this in mind. One of the reasons I see for doing Hatha Yoga is, of course, being in a healthy state so that we can do what we're meant to do in the world, whatever it may be, being the most creative, productive, helpful being that we can. And it's kind of hard to be helpful to other people if we're caught up in our own problems. And we can take care of a lot of our physical problems this way, and mental as well. If you have your mind focused on your breath and on different parts of your body to have them positioned correctly, you're going to develop control over your mind so that when you have something go wrong, instead of getting all wrapped up in it and caught up in the whole drama of it, you can say, oh, geez, how interesting that all of this is happening to me. Don't get so emotionally involved. Okay, one last thing, a couple last few things. This ideally is done without any clothes on because you can get friction on the lower part of your back. But what you basically do is place your feet on the wall, a little bit apart, and with your hands back, your knees bent, press against the wall and tuck your tailbone under and slide away from the wall. Okay, come forward again. In fact, I put a little wetness or something just so it will stick. And this time, bring your feet to the wall, but put your hands, hold on to the wrist underneath, and push away from the wall. Now see, I'm not pushing because this isn't real strong and I don't want to knock it over, but press against the wall and straighten out your legs. And this just has a real nice rounding effect on the lower back. Another thing you can do is get on one buttocks and get this stretch here, kind of lean back, and push, 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 and get that side, and then this side. And I swear I do this one a couple, 3 times a day, and it really takes care of me well. So why don't we come up one last time and shake out a little bit. And here, let's come to our feet again. And why don't we take a rejuvenating breath first? So exhaling, the full breath. And out. And let's shake. And here. And our face. And then I want you to rotate your hips in a circular motion in one direction and the other direction. And then let's go from side to side with our arms. Just kind of let your arms flap. And then we'll be lying down now for deep relaxation, which you can have as long as you want. You will come down to the floor and do as we did earlier. We slide our lower back along the floor. You let your legs separate, your arms not out from your shoulders, but about a halfway down. And then with your palms up, lift your arms off the floor and reach out with them. Get those shoulders away from the neck and gently drop them. This deep relaxation part is very important. What it does is it calms down all of the systems of the body, the 11 different systems that we've activated. It calms them down, and it more or less sets what we've done. So with your head directly above, and you might have to adjust your chin a little bit so that your neck can be at ease. Just focus on any areas in your body that you're still holding tense, and breathe diaphragmatically, rather subtle now, rather shallow. It's still from here, but it's quiet. With any areas that you're holding tight, I want you to inhale, and on exhalation, see them dilate and disappear from head to toe. Concentrate on the heavier areas of the body, the shoulders, the hips, and let them sink and melt into the floor. At first, you use your mind to actively, purposely let go of areas of your body. And then once you've done that, you can let your mind be at ease as well. Try not to think of anything. Just totally lie there in a peaceful state. And then at your convenience, once you feel totally rested, you may rise on your own. So I thank you for being with me today, and I really hope that you derive a lot of benefit from this. Feeling and looking better, and having your relationships more harmonious, just your day going better because of it. Then once you've done that, you can let your mind be at ease as well. Try not to think of anything. Just totally lie there in a peaceful state. And then at your convenience, once you feel totally rested, you may rise on your own. So I thank you for being with me today, and I really hope that you derive a lot of benefit from this. Feeling and looking better, and having your relationships more harmonious, just your day going better because of it.